Hello, this is Kazuyoshi Hisano. Habits Craft for Your Future, Transforming Thoughts and Actions. This is the podcast program that I am trying to think deep about habits and routine and trying to share with you my thoughts. Well, I've been speaking about, which actually means I've been thinking about the habits and routines in the past several months. And actually this activity itself is my habit and routine. So let me explain a little bit about this. Several months ago, I've been doing a podcast program, and the director of this program asked me what's going to be the next topic. And of course, I've been speaking and teaching about the habits for a while, so I always had this in mind that I would be able to speak and deliver the importance and importance of the habits, and also the effective way to develop habits for our life. However, I didn't necessarily spend kind of a significant time for thinking about the habits, which means I was unknowingly or unconsciously just using the habits for my life. So I just needed to pull that out of my unconscious to bring it to the conscious, so that will be something that would be an explainable thing, and going to be next it needs to be an understandable thing. And this process actually requires a good time of effort. But because I had the routine that was running before that, talking about the CEO coaching, I believe that if I put my knowledge, experience, and in that box that is running weekly, I thought that I would be able to actually do the podcast program for the habit forming and the routine forming, or maybe expand from that. And it actually has worked well. And also my challenge was not just doing this in Japanese, but also doing this in English. So that also forced me to think deeper and faster about habits and routines. So today's topic is this: do you need to reevaluate habits? Do we need to reevaluate the habits that you are doing? And of course the answer is yes. So let's try to answer this question by applying my experience, which I have just explained right now. So I had a routine of doing the CEO coaching podcast for over a year, maybe a year and a half. I counted that recently, and I had 155 podcasts released before coming into the habit new program, which means that it's really, I have done a lot. So, and that was a routine. So I tried to use that, but I just did not continue the same thing. I had to reevaluate whether I'm gonna continue the CEO coaching podcast, and I have made a shift. So habits are helpful for you to move forward. However, if you keep doing that, it's gonna create a possibility that it's gonna be obsolete, and you will start to feel that motivation is not enough for keep doing that. And actually, the CEO coaching thing, it was not that I lacked motivation, but I really shifted. I thought that I need to shift and take a step up to do something differently and new. So I'm talking about myself, my experience, and because I am the CEO coaching guy, and also I am a habits expert, I knew how to reevaluate, and I knew how to make a change and move forward. So I was very able to do this smoothly to transit from the CEO coaching to this habit formation kind of investigation, exploration. Well, so how can you do that? Similar to that. So I'll tell that you will definitely need to re-examine your current habits. And one way to do that is you will set a monthly or weekly or bi-weekly meeting with yourself, just alone, to re-evaluate your habits. And in order to do that, you will need to have a list of habits, and it's going to be very hard because everything that you will be do are the habits, like waking up at 7 a.m. in the morning, and you first thing you will do, and second thing you will do are all habits. And of course, this sequence is not kind of a definite. You can change, like you may go to the bathroom first, or you may go to drink a water first, you may change your clothes first, but all of these kind of things that you will do in the morning are kind of collectively they are habits. You can bundle that, and sometimes you don't do one thing, but that's okay. But even so, they are sort of combined habits. So it's really hard to list up everything, which means that I told that you will, if you do the bi-weekly habit re-evaluation meeting with yourself, you probably that's not going to be easy, and you will just kind of imagine what you are doing every day, and you will evaluate and think about what to keep and what to kind of slow down or stop. That's one way to do that. And going back to my original story, that I have shifted from the CEO coaching podcast to the habit formation podcast, this one. I didn't do that meeting, and I actually do not do that meeting, despite I've recommended this to you. I'm talking about the bi-weekly routine evaluation meeting. But I'm doing that unconsciously. How can I do that? And how can you do that? What's the system for that? Because we tend to fall into do something because we have been doing this for a long time. I think you would agree. Think about the things that you are doing, and please explain why you keep doing that. Of course, I know that if you are a smart person and you are evaluating a lot of things, but still there are things that you are keeping, and if you want to explain that there's no reason other than that you are doing or you are keeping this because it just has been there for a long time. Like you have something that you have been keeping in your desk for a long time, but you don't need it anymore, but it's there because it has been for a decade. Whenever you move from one place to the other place, it's been there, and you didn't have a chance to throw it away, which is okay, as long as it's not occupying too much spaces, and it's okay. But we always have a chance to recognize how our minds are built, and it's built to maintain the current status quo, which means current comfort zone. There's no reason to change or break the comfort zone. So we need a system here. And the system, one of the system is that the bi-weekly routine review. However, what I'm doing actually is, and this is not just me, but some of the top performers, I believe they are doing is, let's say, I'm trying to figure out the word, but unconscious simultaneous routine review or something like that. Unconscious. The key is that it's unconsciously done, and also it's almost simultaneous, which means that the moment you are reviewing and you are thinking about continue or not, or something like that. So how does it happen? So I wake up in the morning, and usually the first thing I do is to make a special juice for me. Actually, it's made with kale and kale powder and carrot powder with some condensed mineral thing. And it's kind of it doesn't taste good, so I need to add some apple juice, and that's my routine. And every morning I do that. Of course, I sometimes skip, but most of the days I do that, I drink that. I'm always thinking that whether I'm going to continue this or not. So, does this question lower, kind of make my motivation weaker? And the answer is no. It has no impact. But I'm always thinking unconsciously, and sometimes I recognize, but this is the routine that I have created intentionally. And I'm always evaluating whether this needs to stand there, and whether I need to continue this. And therefore, I'm always checking whether this is going to be there tomorrow. And I make a decision quickly, and I say to me that I'm going to continue tomorrow. So this system happens very automatically. So when this takes a while, because I need to put the mineral, it's a liquid, and also the powder of a carrot and the kale. So I need to water and shake it. And so this process requires at least 2 minutes for me to prepare this. Yeah, if I rush, it's going to be 1 minute, but usually I carefully do that so that they don't split over. So I take 2 minutes for doing that. So during that process, I have plenty of time to think about the balance of the kale, and today carrot maybe a little bit more than yesterday, or those kind of things. I just intentionally do that, or sometimes it just happen because of the different size of the spoon. And so there are a lot of variability has an impact. And of course, the taste will be different depending on my health condition, and also the weather condition. All things has an impact on me. And always I check what I'm doing and check what I'm feeling, and also look at the impact or output or outcome of what I am doing and what I have been doing. So I don't do this, although it is my important routine. I don't do this every time without thinking anything. I'm not a robot. I have no disrespect to the robot, but it means that it's not programmed, and I'm a human being. So every time I change, and I know that is natural that we change. So we don't need to be the same every time, every moment. And routine is not to make us same every time, every morning. So there are a lot of variabilities around us. And what is important is that the routine sounds like doing the same thing, but it's actually not like that. It's actually is like adjusting yourself with some certain structured rules which you have been thinking properly help you move forward. So that's it for today. And of course, the question was that do we need to re-examine our routines? And of course, that is yes. And one way, the simple, easy one, is to set a meeting for you to review. But the advanced way to do this is to do it unconsciously. I know this is not going to be easy, but unconsciously, so that you can always think about whether this is good, and also think about the better way. And last one is very important. How does this happen? It always happens because you have a goal. You have a goal. If you have a goal, and if you're serious about that, your brain will always think about the way to move forward to that, and in that process you will need a routine, and in that process you will need to re-examine your routine. That's how this works. Alright, I hope this explains, and next time definitely we need to go deeper about this, how we unconsciously re-examine or re-evaluate our routine, how we make a change. I hope you have enjoyed, and I know this discussion is becoming a little bit deeper, but I hope you enjoy this. Thanks for listening, and hope you will come back again. And if you have anything that you want to tell me, please use some boxes, spaces that you can put the word in the podcast description. Thank you. That was Kazuyoshi-san. Bye bye.